Player Development Pod family, how y'all doing? Beyond the Field is on the road, and we are in the A. We are here. I am on the campus of, as you can see, Georgia State. Just left practice, and we are doing a series called Meet the Director. This is a quick series. I will come back and do a full podcast episode, but I could not leave without having this opportunity to introduce some of you all to my guy, Rod. Rod, introduce yourself to the people.
The people, what's up, man? My name is Rod Rook-Chungong, Director of Player Development and Community Engagement.
Man, come on. There's 2 titles. Hey, when I first started, I was Director of Player Development, High School Relations. Shout out to all y'all carrying 2 titles.
I'm about to add external operations also.
Come on. Hey, add some G's to that. Now, appreciate you having me. This is really incredible. New staff, new head coach here. Shout out to Coach McGee. We'll get into that, what it's like to be a new staff, where player development, the future of player development is at Georgia State. But I want to talk about how you got into player development. So we always want to let people know the reason why we always bring this up, the reason why we always ask, how did people get into player development? Because I want y'all to know that player development is not linear. It is not just, hey, I graduate, go straight into player development. So we have a lot of people watching, students, people want to transition. So if you could talk about your path into player development.
Man, this is a long journey, something that I probably didn't think I was going to do. But played football at Georgia Tech from 12 to 16, and then did a little research on football on scouting. And I was like, oh, shoot, yeah, I could do that. You know what I mean? Get paid to watch football and tell my opinion. I could do that. So I want to do it at the highest level and just network and try to get my foot in the door on the NFL side. And it got a good amount of opportunities, just never sustained it as long as I wanted to. But, you know, it's all on God's time, and He has something different. So when a lot of doors got shut in my face, I was just like, man, I got to pivot. So let me just stay in football. I want to stay in football, but it's just aligned a little bit more fulfilling work. And just serving athletes and trying to help with that transition, that goes like real deep with me. So after that, the connections that I had through James Rowe that I met at the Chicago Bears, the opportunity opened up at South Florida, passed my resume through and interviewed, and I got the opportunity to be assistant director of player development at South Florida for this past season, and, you know, was able to get connected with Coach McGee, and now I'm here in Georgia State.
Boom. So y'all see, it's not linear, it's not straightforward. Like, you didn't go from playing at Georgia Tech straight into the role. Now, does that happen? Yeah, absolutely. But overall, every person I know in player development has done something else before getting there. And shout out to, I know we're at Georgia State, so we're going to keep it Georgia State, the Panthers, but you played at Georgia Tech. I know Dr. Kofi Smith. I know my guy Kevin Cone. So just great people who have come through that program. So you were assistant director last season, into a director this season. If you could kind of talk about your roles and responsibilities as an assistant director and what you look forward to doing in the roles and responsibilities of leading the player development department.
Okay, when I was at South Florida, when I first got there, community engagement was my thing. Right. That was the main responsibility. So we did a lot of community engagement, where it was Victory Day, having Special Olympics athletes come in, be a USF football player for the day. Nice. Or we're doing weekly hospital visits to Children's Hospital. So it was community engagement, but also I was a former player, so I was just the guy that guys come to and build relationships, kind of vent to. But I try to take initiative on to really try to help out on the career development side. So really partnering with the student athlete development team over there, enhancing youth. Shout out to that team over there with Carlton, Mercedes, and Skylar, and Isis. Shout out to them, great people. And now my responsibilities as head director are community engagement, obviously, get these guys in the community, make sure they graduate, so big liaison to academics, and make sure Coach McGee, get these guys jobs. So I really want them to get exposed to a lot of things outside of football and just develop skills, keep developing the skills that they already have in football and use them in the real world and find the interest and the passion, but also not to be prolonged, alumni engagement, that's huge. Yeah. The alumni is the blood, and it is the blood of this program, and just trying to bridge that gap, that's my main responsibility. So just trying to use that for the network for our players.
No, and speaking of alumni engagement, I saw today at practice, a couple alumni there at practice, and so it was pretty cool.
Nate Paxton.
Yeah.
Charles Baptiste.
There we go. It's just that's a big part of this role that a lot of people overlook. And it's just so many opportunities that get opened up for current players because former players have connections based off their time playing. So I think that's huge. Now, you've been in Atlanta previously. You know the city very, very well. The impact that y'all want to make here in Atlanta, talk more about what the future, like, because we talked about it on the field. We talked about it a little earlier, like the future of Georgia State and Atlanta, the relationship, the collaboration, and people knowing, hey, this Georgia State is here. Georgia State is Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, it comes from our head guy. That's what it's all about. It comes from the top down. And me and Coach McGee talked about really embracing the culture of Atlanta, embracing the culture, the community, the vibes. We're in Black Hollywood. We have a black head coach. We're going to maximize that, not just because he's black, but just he embraces the city. Right. Like, he's a Georgia guy. He's a native of Columbus, Georgia. You know what I mean? He's been in Georgia around a long time. So just his big thing is serve the community. They're going to serve you back. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing, dog, is just tapping in and using alumni engagement to come bring back connections. And we got a lot of plans. We want to expose our athletes to a lot of different things outside of ball. So we're going to maximize all our resources on campus, especially on campus and off campus. So that's our main objectives.
Awesome. Now, appreciate you once again taking the time to practice. Appreciate you having me. Oh, we're not done. So we're talking about Atlanta, supporting Atlanta, and so much about Atlanta. Coach walked in here right now with a $25 gift card and said, hey, man, we got to go chop it up. Let's go grab some lunch. Where are you going to get some meat?
I'll go to Hen's Nest Mobile. It's a food truck, man, great food. Man, that's all. I'll just speak highly. Great food, great quality, a lot of different variety of foods, for sure. That's where I'm going, Mobile.
Awesome. All right, last thing, want to thank y'all so much for supporting Beyond the Field, the podcast, this platform. So I want to ask you, you are a connoisseur of the resources here. How has it helped you get into the role and as you're in the role?
Man, Beyond the Field is a great resource, man. Like I told you, bro. Like, outside of God, my faith, and then really the connections are important to you and Beyond the Field. I'm telling you, like, the gems that you keep dropping, and then the free gems that you keep dropping, like I'm just blessed that we have this relationship, and man, tap in, come sign up for the Player Development Conference. We're going to speak into existence. We are going to go and get in person.
There it is.
Use all the cohorts that you have and all the other resources, man. Tap in. Subscribe, please.
Please, there we go. Please subscribe. I always forget to say that. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Man, appreciate you. Appreciate you having me. And as always, y'all know what I'm going to say before we leave. Don't wait. Create that generational impact when they got to do it.
Today.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.